So welcome to the Melbourne Racing Review, brought to you by topsport.com.au. We're going to have a look at Saturday's ANZAC Day meeting at Flemington, and I'm joined by Trevor Lawson. How are you, Trev?
Good, mate.
We had the traditional ANZAC Day meeting, I guess you'd call it, on Saturday. How did you see the day overall? How did you finish up?
I think we had a winning day, which was nice. Couple of winners later in the program. Wasn't sort of much happening early.
Yep.
Thought that the track would play sort of towards maybe the on pace early, but I spoke to someone who walked it, who spoke to the track manager after the first couple of races when everything was coming from last, and I think the wind early on was a bit heavy, a bit sort of. There was a bit more wind than what they expected, so. Yep. I think that was why more, was stopping the horses on the inside more so than, that the inside was sort of no good.
So this is wind into their faces or coming across?
So the wind was blowing from the north, which sort of is in their face on the circle, and then it sort of becomes sort of downwind in the straight.
Yeah, okay.
So you can sort of see here from... there was 8 races on the day. Mm-hmm. Barrier-wise, it was pretty even. 2 horses drew 1 to 3, 3 horses drew 4 to 7, and 3 horses drew 8 to 12. If one of those would have been the 1,000-metre race. Most of the winners at the 400 were sort of off the fence then, but sort of down the side they were, 1, 2, 3, 4, which you'd expect at the 600. They all stay in their formation. So I think early on it was just a couple of rough results. Things running, sort of got home more than what we probably thought. But then the wind sort of dried down, and the last 4 races, the last winner led all the way, and Bet You Flying hit second in the run. So I think the wind died down sort of the second part of the program.
Good 4 all day, I think.
I'll call it a good 4, yeah. So the 2,600 metre race, they went really quick, and then most of the other races, the 1,000 metre race, they ran quick, and the others were sort of just around the par or just below. So I called it a 4. The wind might have had a little bit of a factor to do with that as well. A lot of the races, they didn't go that quick early on. They were sort of sprints home, so sort of happy calling it a 4.
No worries. All right, we'll dive into them. So race 1 was the ANZAC Day Stakes over the 1,400 for the 2-year-olds. Flying Award for Danny O'Brien SP'd at $5, which was about what you marked it from Iron Edge and Indictment. Not much betting action, the 2-year-olds, but was there anything there particularly that stood out to you?
Not really. As you can see here in the positions and run, sort of like, virtually the first 5 were virtually the bar for one horse with the last 5 in the run settling down. So the winner did a good job. He ran pretty good sectionals. Sort of run here. He's run 11-2 his last 200, 22-3 his last 400. So he's gone pretty good. The overall rating for the race is not much good. They did run, here they ran, virtually 4 lengths low in the class. On my other figures, they basically ran over a second slower than the par for 1,400 metre horses at Flemington. So it was definitely the lowest rating race of the day. Maybe the winner can sort of go on, but the rest are, there's no stars in the race.
Okay, we'll dive straight into race 2, which was the benchmark 84 for the fillies and mares over the mile. Navasha, $4.40 SP, got the chocolates, which you marked it favourite, but a little bit longer than that, from Cryptic Jewel in second and Lamu in third. Anything here to take note of?
Well, again here, so the winner was settled last in the run, and the second horse settled second last, and the fourth horse, which was beaten 3/4 lengths, settled third last. So it's not very often you see those, sort of things in races. So generally, as a generalisation, they're not great rating races. I'm not sure that a lot of winners will come out of these races at the horses up the top. So the winner did a good job. Basically ran to what it can do. The second horse is a bit of an in and out horse. It ran well. The third horse was okay. It was up on the pace. It was having its second start for Archie Alexander, former import. It was sort of held up at a vital stage and hit the line okay. And the sixth, I think it ran sixth, Secret She Has, was 80-1, but it was a Tassie horse. It didn't run too bad. Might be a race in lower class, but overall, they're just sort of typical mares, and what you see is what you get.
No worries. Race 3 was the handicap for the 3-year-olds over 1,400. The boil over of the day, Kuramai at $41 SP for Matty Williams from B Hunter and Kuwirup. I don't think anyone had this.
No, he'd raced well at the track last prep. He won, but he sort of first up, he was slow away. He settled well back in the run, and he basically just held his ground and got beat sort of 4.6 lengths. So I sort of thought probably he'd want another run. Interestingly, the race that he did resume in is the race that Charlize won, and there's been 3 horses out of that race have won since, so it's not a bad form race. So if you see anything coming out of that Charlize race, you sort of want to have a second look at it. Coming up in form. B Hunter probably should have won. She got half held up, and then they all went straight past it, and then it was flying at the end. So you can sort of see here, probably use this in benchmarks, but so he basically ran 0.1, and Kuramai ran 2.7, and the third horse ran 2.4, and the fourth horse ran 2.4. So he's basically run 2.5 lengths quicker than those 3 horses over the last 200 metres and got beaten each. So I think with clear running, B Hunter wins. He sort of had his previous 2 have been out to 1,600. This is probably his trip 1,400. The only little thing with him is he's obviously got a terrific turn of foot. I think they've got to ride him cold. We did back him at Sandown about 4 runs ago, and he did the job for us. But that's probably the way they've got to ride him. So sometimes it can be a low percentage play. But I think he should have won. Kuwirup was okay, and not much in the rest. Oasis Girl, which led on the wet track at Caulfield last start, it sort of basically had the run of the race and dropped out. And the former New Zealand horse having its run to perfection was having its first start for Danny O'Brien. It was sort of well held in the run as well. It had run second to Catalyst and Fundraiser, which was well backed. It ran sort of 9-2. It led and dropped out, but sort of was victory in the run. It may have come to the end of it, but the winner was good, but it was sort of 40-1. And as I say, a lot of weird stuff happened in the first sort of 3 races. So not really sure I'd trust that rating with with Kuramai next start. I think it'd probably regress off that rating, but B Hunter's probably the one to follow out of the race. But he's sort of been up for a while now, and he was on the quick back up there. So I'm interested to see what he does with it.
And you reckon that's his trip?
1,400 is definitely his trip, yeah.
Yeah, okay. No worries. Race 4 was the quality over the 2,600 metres. The much heralded return of the Cup winner to Flemington. And they kept coming for him. I think Vow and Declared jumped $1.90 in the end and did not give a yelp. Hackey for Archie Alexander won. SP'd at 13. There was a lot better than that. Not a lot better, but a lot of places.
Yeah, I think he traded
15s, 16s.
I think he traded 15 on Betfair.
Yeah, so he got the win. And a good overlay for you. You had him marked at $10 from Sin to Win and Good Idea.
Yeah, yeah. So this race they went very solid. You can see here they went for the class, they went 10.5 lengths above for the class.
Mm-hmm.
It was genuinely run. In rough figures, they basically ran for the first 2,000 metres. They ran per each 200 metres in on average 12.6 seconds. In the Melbourne Cup that Val and Declare run, it ran its 2,600 metres in the equivalent of 13.1 seconds. Okay. So roughly translating that, this race here, they were going per 200 metres to the 600 metre mark. They were going 3 lengths quicker every 200 metres.
Mm.
And I think probably that's what happened with it. It just busted it up. It had 61 kilos off a fast pace, off not a true prep. And it was gone like turning for home, but still only got beat 4 lengths. It didn't drop right out. So, if it had been a walk, maybe it might have won. The market got it wrong on what price it was. It was probably should never have been 6-4 as it turned. Yeah, in hindsight, that's a wonderful thing.
Mm.
But the winner was good. The winner was good to start before. The winner did run third in the Geelong Cup to Prince of Arran. And True Self. So, beat home Steel Prince easily, which might have won this race last year, maybe, I think. Or definitely run the Andrew Ramsden. It was sort of solid, Hakey. You would think off that run, going to 3,200 next start, you'd think it'd be the horse to beat in the Andrew Ramsden. Which is the race that Steel Prince and Surprise Baby savaged the line in last year. And the winner of that race is exempt for the Melbourne Cup. So I think Hakey probably be off this run would be maybe the one to beat. It was the horse, it was brutally run, as I said, and then the second, third and fourth horses all ran on in the race. And Val and Declare settled fifth. Hakey's the only one, and the first two in the run, even though they were big odds, they've run, beaten 16 lengths and tailed off, beaten 31. So Hakey's the only on pacer who's kept going, which sort of makes his merit, gives it even more merit. So it was terrific.
Makes it a pretty good performance, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So. It was a really good staying performance. Sorry, I'm just going to say the other two that had in the market, Jack Regan and Miramar, they were both well beaten. Possibly, might have just been better suited with a bit more give in the ground. But also, I think the tempo, when they're going out that hard, you really get found out which ones can stay and which ones can't.
All right. So, and Val and Declare. So brutally run, high weight, and perhaps not the best prep coming into it.
No, well, he'd sort of gone, he resumed over 2,000, then he had one more run and then went to Sydney and failed and then come back here and he's going there. So, if they ran him again in 2 weeks, I would forgive him a bit off that run, but I understand they're going to go and spell him.
Yeah.
No
worries. All right. Race 5 was the Peter Armitage handicap over the 1,700 for the 3-year-olds. Good winner here. Betcha Flying for Chris Waller and Craig Williams. SP'd at 420, plenty of 440, 450 available. You marked at 370, so good win from Independent Road and Excelman.
Yeah, well, we sort of got lucky here. This was the Russian Camelot race, so I had it marked short, and basically if it run, we wouldn't have bet in the race, and I would have thought it would have won. So we went from sort of not having a bet in the race to sort of having a bet in the race and backing the winner. So Williams, the horse, he's a freak. He basically was a get back horse. I sort of thought maybe he might go a little forward, but he sat second. So you can see here he's settled in the comments, settle midfield, settle worse than midfield, worse than midfield, worse than midfield, last midfield, worse than midfield, slow away, settle well back, settle towards the rear. Williams goes on for the second time and settles second in the run. So he's just that way in the race. He put it in the race. Independent Road, which was a massive go. It was 25s in to single figures. It improved its own body weight and sort of ran up to its figure. The third horse okay, fourth horse okay. The Lifeline disappointed there. It was another horse that was interesting. Maybe was a bit more of a bias at Caulfield. It was another leader at Caulfield, the same as Oasis Girl, and they've just come here and both led here and both well beaten. The other one Here's the Bum. I had a terrific rating for Pakenham. You have to recheck the rating because it looked out every chance and was well beaten. So winner was honest. Second horse honest, but they're honest horses, but they're not great horses. They'll sort of they've got to be well in their right class.
Okay, race 6 was the St. Ledger, which is over the 2,800. Sacramento for Waterhouse and Bott, $5.50 from St. Eustace and Wahine Tour. Couple of overs for you. Sort of lower in the market, Royal Crown and Coin Collector, just. But, no joy here.
Yeah, got this race wrong, completely wrong. Yeah, I didn't really like Sacramento, and I liked Royal Crown. I marked it like 6-4 and change of, and Coin Collector coming out of the same race at Caulfield. In hindsight again, they ran quick there, but they didn't come home that quick, and it was a wet track. Royal Crown had the run of the race in this race, and I thought, this is beautiful. And then in the straight, it wanted to lay in and sort of under pressure, which maybe suggests it was sort of feeling the ground. Maybe he's a bit better on the wet track. The winner got shuffled back. It rated okay for it, but these horses are way down on any of the good staying horses. The good staying 3-year-olds. They're 4, 5, 6 lengths off those horses. Just as a ratings point of view, Russian Camelot's, if it had run in this race and had the right prep, I would have thought it would have beaten these horses by 4 or 5 lengths. Okay. The second horse was amazing. It had won a maiden at Geelong by an inch, and it arguably should have, 2 starts ago. Geelong over 1,700, and then got beat 8 lengths at Morphettville. It was just beaten. The third horse was a nice stone horse. On times, they basically ran, if you equate this 2,800 metre race to the 2,600 metre race that Hackey won, they ran about 6 seconds slower.
Okay.
So basically, Hackey would have beaten them by 50 metres or by 36. 30. What's that? 36. It would have beaten them by 75 metres. So sometimes this race traditionally is not a fantastic race, for sort of going forward, but I would have thought this year's one of the lower rating. One of the lower, lower rated. Lower rated races that they've had.
Okay. No worries. Race 7 was with 1,000 down the straight. Prezado, $8.50 for Elton and Zara from the Inevitable and Malibu Style. We didn't have a bet, but I just noticed, in your ratings, you liked the Inevitable and Malibu Star. the top of the market.
Yeah, this horse Prezzato, before the scratchings, it was, I think it was $26 in early betting,
Mm.
the day before Thursday, and finished up running $7.50, so it's well backed. It's interesting, just watching the race at the 400, I thought, geez, you're travelling well here. And I quickly looked at Betfair to see what price it was in the run, and it was already 6-4. So it was already sort of $2.50. It's still 400 metres to go. So it really travelled well. Was probably out in the right part of the track. It ran improved race. It sort of improved back to what it figures it used to sort of be able to do. The Inevitable was terrific. I was sort of happy potting it just with the lung lass on it and barrier 2. It was interesting that the market did as well, because basically it was 6-4 in the early markets, and then it got out to sort of $4.20, I think, at one stage.
Mm.
So she had to go back to the inside, and it was terrific. It can improve again off that run. Malibu Style was honest. Milwaukee Fair, Sprints as Sprints. There's probably not a lot out of the race, but the winner's hard to catch. You sort of, but on that run, it could win again. But unfortunately, as I say, he's just sort of hard to catch. And the second horse is probably the one going forward. You sort of like to see it in a 1,200-metre race with a senior jockey on it.
The Inevitable.
Inevitable, yes.
No worries. And the last of the day was the Les Carline over 1,700. We're all in on Rupture to make it a good day and do the job for us. Looked pretty impressive. $4.20 at SP. That a little bit better in the morning from Hangman and Super Titus. How good did Rupture go? Because it looked pretty good.
Went good, yeah. It's just a bit stiff here that you sort of had the overseas horse, and it had had good ratings. So it's a bit hard to sort of know what to do. So I finished up marking them equal favourites and sort of saved on it. And it was sort of leakless. It sort of had every possibly got beat 6 lengths. This was a terrific ride by Charles. It basically was sort of normally, he raced on the pace but over further, this horse, but he just took everything, all the equations out and went straight to the front. By now, the wind had died right down, and it just went to the front. And it's one of those things where you've got to back the best horse in the race, and it's in front.
Yeah,
it was terrific. I got it improving off its Warwick Beale run. Pushka's had this horse for last prep and this prep. So basically before that, Richard Jolly had it in Adelaide, and then Pushka's got hold of it, and it won second up on the Ballarat Synthetic last June. And then it's won 6 races since then. It's actually won 6 of its last 8. Just keeps going up in class and keeps improving.
Yeah.
He's a very good trainer, Pushka. Very good trainer, especially as stayers and things like that. But I thought it had, he could probably win again. I'm not sure what he'll do with it, but 2,000-metre race coming up in something. Hangman was good. He's a 2,400-metre horse he can get to, so he's in for a terrific prep. And the fourth horse, it was big. I did have something for myself on it, and I think I had something on it at 250s on Betfair.
I was going to say, it got right out on Betfair. Valac, we're talking about.
Yeah, and then when it just missed the place, I was glad that I didn't have something to place it. But, it was okay. Chapada ran on fair. There's a few disappointing. As I say, the import, he got beat 6 lengths, so he's got a bit of improving to do. But
Dadoo's Dart?
Dadoo's Dart, It's having a first start for Hawks. So, I might want further, but I'm not sure what they do with it now. It's a funny time to be in.
Yeah.
Rupture, I think, can win again. Hangman can probably, there's a win in it soon. Super Titus was honest, but, probably wants the, right class. And Valac, returned in nice form, and, he can win a race sort of, a weaker race, a Wednesday race or a midweek race.
Okay. No worries. So yeah, good winner in the last rupture. Gave us a winning day overall. So reasonably happy.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was. As I say, could have been a little bit better if, with the do start which marked it a bit longer. But rupture. I think they bet 460, but not for a long time. And the first one, Bet Your Flying, I think they bet 440 in the morning. But it went off in 2 minutes. So it's just bit of got to get your feel for what's going on. Sometimes you've got to have your running shoes on early. So, but no, it was a winning day. It was good.
Good stuff. All right. Well, looking into this week, we're at Sandown, on the hillside on Wednesday and the lakeside on Saturday.
Yeah, so I think he sent me an email this morning. I think he's got the rail out 12 metres hillside on Saturday and then 6 metres on Wednesday, and then 6 metres on Saturday lakeside.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then I think we go back to Flemington the week after, I think.
Yep.
Might be for the Andrew Ramsden, which is the 3200, the old Duke of Norfolk.
No worries. Good stuff. All right. Well, we'll have a chat later in the week ahead of the Saturday meeting at Sandown.
Great. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Trev.